Yo, how we doing, guys? How's everyone doing on this fine Saturday afternoon? Yo, big thank you, immediate shout out to my man, the Lonely Mage. Thank you for the 5 gifted memberships, brother. Appreciate you.
You are my son.
Thank you very much. Everyone, make sure to like the stream. Like the stream for me. Thank you. That helps me out. All right, guys, we got a crazy chapter ahead. For those wondering where the music is, I think I'm just gonna keep the music out of the streams for now, see how it goes, because I want to make it easier to like clip these things. And when you have the music cutting, when you're doing cuts and the edits and stuff, it's kind of a pain in the ass. You know, I have to record separate audio and all that. So gonna be trying it without the music, see how it goes. If it's too liminal for you guys, then I'll put it back. But yeah, guys, chapter 11:13. Now everyone, was talking about 11:12. It wasn't the most mind-blowing, crazy chapter ever. But Oda wrote that before the break. I'm assuming that 11:13 is what he cooked up during the break. This is gonna have to be a banger. I have unfortunately been spoiled on one element of the chapter that people couldn't help but tell me in the comments. So let's get a fucking spoilers for that. Thanks, guys, in the comments who did that.
Fucking
Spoilers.
But that's all right. We push on. We're still going to enjoy the chapter either way. I'm sure there's plenty more in the chapter that I don't know about, so we're going to enjoy that. But let's start with let's just get right into it. Let's get into the color spread. So I was looking at this just before the stream, but I'm liking it. I'm liking it. I like the chess theme. Interesting choice for the pieces. Sanji and Zoro as the knights. That's cool. It does make me wonder, though. I mean, I guess it makes sense as the knights, right? Like they're the fighters. But aren't the bishops are right next to the king and queen, so you would think it would be them. But got Zoro and Usopp, or what am I saying? Brook and Usopp as bishops, Zoro and Sanji as knights, Frankie and Jinbei as rooks, Nami as the queen and Luffy as the king, and then Chopper pawns, and then you got Robin, I guess, as the player, which is nice. Yeah, it's a good one. This is one of my favorites, actually. I think of all the recent color spreads, I like this one very, very much. Love the, I always wonder about the Nami queen thing, because they always put Nami on the color spreads with the crown, and they make her out to be like the queen, to Luffy's king. But I don't think there's anything romantic there, but I wonder what, I guess that's just like a common theme. You guys think Nami's going to be like the Rouge for Luffy? I don't think that's going to be what happens, but, it's interesting. It's a pattern I've noticed among all these color spreads where they do king and queen stuff. Nah, right? Everyone's saying nah. I agree. No, trust me, I'm with you. I don't think so either, but I always wonder what Oda's plans are for Boofy, how he's going to make Boofy come into existence. And it's not going to be with Nami, right? It's probably not going to be with Boa. That relationship that's got some problems, Boa Luffy. Boa's like, what is she, like 30? And Luffy is 19. And I mean that's, whatever. But aside from that, also the relationship is just founded upon a one-sided affection, We got Boa, who loves Luffy unconditionally, purely because, Luffy showed her respect when other men didn't. But Luffy doesn't really feel that way, so I don't think it's going to happen with that either. I think Luffy's going to have to use his Gear 5 to imagine up a kid. He's going to just use his creativity, like he created those goggles on his head, and he's just going to formulate a kid out of the ether into existence. And yeah, I think that's what'll probably happen. If it has to happen, he'll just imagine him up. I can't see Luffy getting it on with any character. You know what I'm saying? All right. Let's read the chapter. Let's get into it. All right. So we got 11:13 stalemate. The world's largest brain, Punk Records. Now then, while my coffee could use some time to cool, it's probably safe to assume we've given people sufficient time to set up their video transponder snails. T minus 30 seconds, Stella. Oh, come on. 30 seconds. Just get on with it, man. Let's do this. This chapter. So, I titled this, It's Time for the Message, under the assumption that because we have a minute left, we have to get to the message in this chapter, right? Like, we have to. 30 seconds? There's no way Oda's stretching 30 seconds across the next, 16 pages. I'm getting nervous. We'll be broadcasting to the entire world. It continues to live even after your death. Is this your true self, Vegapunk? Yup, it's the brain in a vat. Damn, look at that. That looks weird. He kept the actual cranium on and the hair and everything. People are asking what I got spoiled on. I got spoiled on the world sinking. Okay? I'll tell you guys right now. I'm not going to leave you in suspense. Everybody, and I mean everybody, was coming to my comments to be like, dude, you got it right. The world's sinking. Oh, man, you got it. Like, literally the day the spoilers came out, I didn't hear the end of it. And it's like a million people telling me that, oh, the world's going to sink. You got it right, man. And first off, I would be happy to accept credit for predicting something right in a theory. But to be totally honest, is it really a theory that the world is sinking? Should I even be proud of that one? I feel like that's like a given, right? It's like implied directly by the use of the mother flame that it raises the water level, the fact that all these nations are built high up and they're, to I guess avoid some sort of flood event. I just feel like it was heavily implied that the world is going to sink. I predicted the old world of One Piece was sunk underneath the ocean and that the world was sinking. I did that back 2 years ago on the video I made, the greatest One Piece theory ever made, or whatever it's titled now, whatever bullshit. I theorized that 2 years ago. You know why? Because it was heavily implied. It's not really a prediction. So I don't know why everyone was popping off for me. Like, oh, you predicted this. I just got all it did was spoil a major detail of the chapter for me. And I don't really count that as a W. It's hardly a prediction. So whatever. But well, that's it. That's what I got spoiled on. Nothing else. I don't know anything else. So anyway, on with the chapter. Then again, what is death to something like this? Is your consciousness even housed here? It's pretty big. Look at Mars. Mars is a tall guy too. He's not a small dude. This is a very large dome. What a large dome Vegapunk has. Probably the largest dome in the entire world. And it's inside a literal dome. Indeed, this footage will eventually reach the entire world. I take pride in that connection, but sharing this is also a great burden. Oh, this has to be a red herring. No way, you don't have one, Kaya-san. We thought you'd be the one person in the village who would. Syrup Village, let's go, baby. Do you realize how big video transponder snails are? It's rather larger than your average house pet. Now, allow me to fetch the tea. Dr. Vegapunk is a legend in the medical field too, you know. I know all about it. As if, you big liar. Pima, Ninjin, you should take Dr. Vegapunk's research more seriously. It'll be starting shortly. Twin Cape. Crocus has been waiting for this for 20 plus years, right? Future Island, Baltimore, Vegapunk's hometown. You mean he was really born here? You betcha. He's Baltimore's pride and joy. Wasn't he responsible for the nightmare of Baltimore? No, that was Frankie. I heard he's turned himself into a ship now. Huh. How many years has it been now, Vegapunk? Birdie Kingdom. Maybe we don't get the announcement this chapter. We got to see everyone's reactions to the transponder being set up. Seems it's about where it seems it's about the island where Tanukichi is. A king of modern science, but his smarts have also been used to make many weapons. Hachinosu, the Pirate Island, New World. Quiet down, you scallywags. That Vega fellow is gonna speak. So what? You crossed me earlier. I ain't letting that slide just to listen to some old fossil, matey. Looking at these. What does that tattoo say? Does that say FAC? Tack? What is that? I thought this was Blackbeard for a second. This guy's got the aesthetic down. He's definitely jacking Blackbeard's swag. Can you hear me? Egghead, New World. Testing, testing. This is Vegapunk. Attention world. Yup. An ordinary transponder snail. That means there is no mere hiding place then? You wanted to fool me with the decoy. Curse you, Vegapunk! Ah! Hello out there. Stella, we already had an introduction when we did the signal jacking part. I know that. Fine then, we'll get started without further ado. Alright, here we go, guys. Is he gonna say it? Is he gonna say what he needs to say today? Is he gonna actually announce anything important or pertinent or new that we don't know? Alright, let's hear it already. Who knows what's coming? What's up? A very important man is making an announcement. Just go back to bed, dear. Fuck that. I'd want to hear. You just told me a very important man has something to say? I'm not going to sleep. It hasn't stopped yet, Mars. What are you doing? My apologies, that wretched Vegapunk. He was much more cautious than we gave him credit for. There is currently no stopping the broadcast. Bang, bang. It's impossible to determine how much he actually knows or what he intends to say now. But York told us he wished to carry the torch of the O'Haran scholars. Uh-oh. This won't be a repeat of Clover. He means to finish what O'Hara started. Who said that? That one I'll take a W on. That one I'll take a W on, just because I literally said that word for word. And I've referenced this exact scene. Even though that was also like very incredibly blatantly implied, you know, whatever. It's not an actual W. But still, you know, I talked about that recently. Here we are. Vegapunk's finishing what Clover started, but this time they can't shoot him. They can't stop Vegapunk like they stopped Clover. Does that mean he's going to say the name of the kingdom? We'll find out. Vegapunk, did you hear that? It was a sweet girl crying out. Bonnie-chan needs me. What is that thing? Jewelry Bonnie, we will not surrender our military might to you. Get back, Bonnie. Out of the way, Frankie. Huh? If anyone's going to pull off an impressive rescue of Bonnie, it'll be me. Oh, damn. Wow, I just realized how large Venus is. Like, look at Sanji compared to this dude's head. Wow. Okay. I guess I kind of like anticipated him being like more human sized, you know, normal sized. Because, you know, his top half looks like his normal self, but he's a sizable fucking horse dude. Sanji, I respect it though. Look at him. He zipped in and then did a 90-degree angle change. Oh, he did it off the sword. I guess he jumped in, jumped off the sword, came up with a fucking uppercut like kick right to the face. Owned. We're not gonna cut you slack just because you're senile. This is a pirate's fight, you geezer. Damn, man. Sanji's ageist like that? Oh, man. He's canceled officially. Wah! Crush snap. Damn. Is that Sanji's bone? Dude, Sanji's about to get berserked. If you know what I'm saying. Sanji! What's that? I confess that I've committed two grave sins. It's starting. Oimo, hold him down. With pleasure, Kashi. Nice. The homies. Yeah, man, it's kind of crazy, right? Like, Sanji can't just have a W. He always has to get, like... He always has to get, you know, clowned on a little bit immediately after. Why? Why can't he just have the kick? Why can't he just kick Venus in the face and get out of there? I guess because then everyone would be saying that Sanji is Venus level. We wouldn't hear the end of that. Oh, let me adjust my chair. Stella, distorted future. What the heck? Is that Jewelry Bonnie? Give me a giantish future. I believe that I will soon be executed for my transgressions. So this message will be programmed to broadcast the second my heart stops beating. Yup. He can't be serious. Wait, does that mean he's already dead? It can't be. He was all over the papers just this morning. They said he's being held hostage by the Straw Hat Pirates. I refuse to accept this. You're lying, you bastard. You can't just die. We just teamed up so we can surpass you. That's funny. Caesar and Judge like, oh, I feel bad. You know, they were still homies at the end of the day, you know? Caesar may not have agreed with Vegapunk and like may have disliked him, maybe disagreed with his philosophy, but yeah, they were still partners in crime for a period of time. Don't forget Sad, you know. Poor Caesar, future Straw Hat. Poor Caesar. That was all right. I'll just say that right now. Dude is never becoming a Straw Hat. That was one of the worst Straw Hat theories I ever heard in my life. Caesar is not ever fucking joining the crew. Just gonna put that out there. I don't actually believe that, okay? But just for the sake of drama here. Oh, can't believe it. Vegapunk. Hey, what's the big idea with this massive broadcast? Is he trying to kill print media? Shut the fuck up, bro. You should have printed this earlier if you knew this stuff. You know more than you're letting on. Even so, I want to make one thing clear. And I pray you understand this, but please do not assume that the ones who strike me down are evil, regardless of who they seem to be. What? I do not intend to discuss right and wrong here. Leave us alone. I'm not qualified to judge such things, and I do not know nearly enough about him in any case. Ooh, emu. It's about to happen. Vegapunk, step aside. I have no time to deal with vermin like you. That voice. I see. That is quite an audacious hypothesis. Oh, it was Saturn on the other end of the phone. As we talked about. We actually discussed that on a stream a while ago. We were like trying to figure out who Clover was talking to on the phone at O'Hara. So it is Saturn. Confirmed. You must be Nico Robin, the woman Akainu let slip through his fingers. That impotent fool. He's one of the 5 elders? It took you a while to figure that out. They even said he was talking to the 5 elders there. What are you talking about? Protect Robin. Clutch, Nami. We'll keep you safe no matter what. Oh, I love that. That's Nakama right there. Saul was right. Jaguar D. Saul was right. As we already knew. But we just got that extra reinforcement here. Robin is being protected this time by her friends. Fuck yeah. I love how Chopper's able to tank Saturn's... Is Chopper really tanking this leg attack from Saturn with the venom and shit? He just did the, you know, like... What is this called? Is it armor point? Why am I blanking on... Whatever. Ball point? Guard point? Is that what it is? Guard point? Yeah, it's guard point. This shit is incredibly powerful. If he's able to tank Saturn's tentacle, that's crazy. Wow. You know, that moves Chopper up on the tier list a little bit. I'm sure what I'm about to say will be hard to accept. Yes, get on with it, bro. Some of you may think of me as a madman or even an idiot. This is futile. There are far too many life forms in the vicinity of the laboratory. I cannot sense any unique telepathic waves. Think. If this keeps up, they won't let me be a celestial dragon. Oh, boo-hoo. I'm a Vegapunk too, so where would I hide it? That said, it is still my duty to ensure that everyone is aware of this issue. Perhaps we should consider destroying the power station to stop this. That is out of the question. The nearby marines, ships, and equipment aren't the only things that we stand to lose in the blast. We would also be sacrificing our one and only means of replicating our success with the Mother Flame. I'll cut to the chase. Our world is going to sink into the ocean. What?
Fucking
Spoilers.
You know, maybe I'm going to catch some flack for this. I fucking love you guys, okay? Everyone that's in my streams, everyone that supports the channel, that respects, you know, my right to being able to enjoy the story. Appreciate you guys a lot. This does not apply to you. I fucking hate the greater One Piece community, man. I'm sorry. I got to be honest. I fucking hate this community on a greater level. I really dislike it. My community, the people that came to my channel, that support the channel, you guys are awesome. I do this so that I can talk to you guys about One Piece. The fucking greater community as a whole, bro. Holy shit. It's awful sometimes. It is awful. The amount of spoiler readers and people that read the leaks and then that don't respect others and they fucking spread this shit online. They repost it with no spoiler tags. Come into my comment section, drop spoiler after spoiler after spoiler. Come into my comment section. Every time a theory of mine gets proven wrong, without fail, 10 comments saying, oh, this aged like milk. Oh, this aged like spoiled milk. Wow, this video aged like yogurt. This is the type of shit that pisses me off, man. Good chunk of the community doesn't understand the point of theories. They don't understand that I'm not trying to get it 100% right all the time. The other half of the community, fucking, when I get a theory right in the new chapter, they can't help but immediately spoil my ass. So it's like a lose-lose. If the fucking theory's wrong, I get people in the comments going, oh, this aged like milk. And if the theory's right, I get people in the comments going, oh, you were right about the theory. The new chapter said blah, 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 blah. To all of those fucking people, I hate you guys. I genuinely do. To all the people that do that shit, I fucking hate you guys. Look, I'm sorry if it comes off like I'm a dick here, but those guys are fucking assholes. Like, and this is so fucking prevalent in the community, man. I hate that the last last panel of this chapter got spoiled for me. I hate that. I hate that. I would have been able to pop off here, man. I would have gone crazy at this panel if I didn't know it was coming. I didn't know, bro. I didn't know it was the last panel of the chapter. I didn't know it was the last double spread. I didn't know. I had no idea. So I was like, oh, maybe we get the announcement. Vegapunk does his speech. We get the world is sinking thing like part way through, and then we get some more info. Nope. This is how the chapter ends. And am I wrong? Do we have a break next week? So that means I got to sit on this. This chapter that's supposed to be a big mindfuck. Okay. I get it spoiled for me, and now I got to wait 2 weeks to see what happens next. I can't even enjoy this fucking reveal. Like, come on, man. One more time.
fucking
Spoilers.
There's no point in getting upset about it more than I already am, because it doesn't change the fact that I got spoiled, and also it's just gonna incentivize and motivate people that don't like my channel to spoil more. I know that there's people who sub to me just to leave a dislike on all my shit. Literally frame one. I'll put a video up or I'll do a stream. People are sub to me, they follow me just to get notifications when I upload so that they can leave a dislike. So I know those people are watching. If you're watching, you know, go fuck yourself. And I know those people are going to try and spoil me on purpose, as some people in my comments like to. So I guess you know what the solution is. No point in complaining about it anymore. Hold the L. I gotta adjust. I'm not reading my comments anymore. I'm done reading my comments. That's really what it's going to come down to. So, you know, if you leave a comment on my video, if you leave a comment on my streams, if we're getting close to a new chapter, you know, normally my tendency is to go through all my comments. I read all my comments, and I like to leave the heart reacts on them because I appreciate when people comment, they talk to me, they want to share their excitement with me in the story. So I always make it a point to go through the comments, react to them, leave heart reacts, you know, sometimes reply to a question, say something sarcastic to the shitters. I'm done with that. I think I'm done with that. This is the last straw. For me, this is the last straw. I can't do it anymore. If a video, or rather, if a new chapter is on the way, or it's like coming sometime soon, and you guys leave a comment, I'm sorry. If you don't get a react from me, if I'm not responding anymore, if it seems like I'm not reading the comments, this is why. So I'll just let you know now. My frequency of reading the comments and responding to them is gonna be. I'm toning that down big time. I just can't. I can't deal with the spoilers anymore. Marytail said, bro, you need someone you can trust to tell you when to get off the internet to completely avoid spoilers. I know some reactors who do it that way. I have people that tell me, in my Discord and stuff, like, hey, you know, it's code red or whatever, and I get off Twitter. I'm not on Twitter. I don't watch much YouTube, and I don't look at the Discord. You know, in my Discord server, I have a spoiler server, so I don't look in there, a spoiler channel rather. So, you know, I tried not to get exposed to it, but with YouTube comments, sometimes my phone will give me a notification. Oh, you got a new comment. Oh, lovely. Let's go see what it says. And then this happens. So it is what it is, guys. It is what it is. If you want to help repair my injured and broken heart, please leave a like on the stream. That helps me. That makes me feel better. Please do. Thank you. Maybe, you know, we have to talk a little bit about this implication, though. Let's actually talk about this panel. Our world is going to sink into the ocean. This is a hard confirmation that the world of One Piece is sinking. The world of One Piece is being slowly but surely sunken beneath the waves. So we've talked about this in a number of theories on the channel. The Elbaf theory, the Ragnarok stuff we talked about. We talked about the Great Flood that happens there. We talked about the implications of the Great Flood in the Bible. I talked about that in the Joy Boy video. I talked about that in many of my big, like, mega theories, because a lot of that's interwoven into the other things in the story. Before I continue, I got a super chat. Thank you, Benjamin. Thank you for the €6, my friend. He said, it's sad that you have to do it, but it's the best thing to do. I agree with you, my son.
Nice.
For sure. Thank you for the €6, bro. Yeah. We got to do what we got to do to enjoy the story. And it's probably best to do it now, because I can only assume the next chapter is going to be even more insane than this one, right? Because this is Vegapunk starting his speech. He's starting his speech with this, and people can't help but run amok on the internet, posting it everywhere. So if that's the case, whatever he's going to say next is going to be unavoidable on social media. Take this as a warning right now. Anyone that also is spoiler avoidant like I am, this next chapter, if Vegapunk is continuing this line of dialogue here and going on with the speech, the next chapter is going to be unavoidable. The moment you hear about leaks, I would say don't even wait to hear about leaks. Monday is usually when they come out. Monday, get the fuck off Twitter, get the fuck off YouTube, get the fuck off Discord. If you want to avoid spoilers, run for your life as soon as Monday hits, because whatever's going to happen next is going to blow up all of One Piece social media. That's my piece of advice there. I'm going to do that. I'm not going online. So that's really that's what we got to do. I got a notification. Is that the widget from Twitch? What was that? Did someone follow on Twitch? I didn't see it. All right, well, if someone caught that, if that showed up on the screen, let me know what I missed just now. That was definitely the Twitch notification thing. Hold on. Weird. I don't know. It is Reen. Thank you for the $2, bro. The Roger Pirates are Doomsday Preppers confirmed. I like that. I like that way. That's a good way of interpreting it, you know? Maybe the reason they were too early was because Doomsday needed to happen before they could do anything, right? That's weird, Johannes. I'm not on Twitch right now, so I don't know why that happened. But we'll just run with it. If I did get a follow or a sub on Twitch, even though I'm not looking at it right now, thank you. I appreciate you. I didn't get to see who it was, but I'll figure that out later. But yeah, maybe the reason they were too early is because Doomsday needed to happen first, right? This is definitely a Doomsday scenario. I can't imagine the world is going to be the same after this. So I don't know if the reason Roger had to wait was because he needed to wait for a way to prove to the world that this is happening. He needed to wait for a way to expose Emu, if this is all tied into the prophecy. We see right after this, we see the mermaids beneath the ocean with all the fish here. Could this be a reference to Shirahoshi in some way? Possibly. You hear that? That's the notification sound on Twitch. What is that? What the fuck is going on? Hold on. Let me go on my Twitch. Okay. I'm getting follows on Twitch, I guess. Oh, I am. Okay. The Mellow Fellow, thank you for following. Appreciate it, bro. Good shit. I got the ghost Twitch notifications, but the weird thing is in OBS, I don't have the widget in here, so I don't know where they're coming from. What the fuck is going on? Okay, Tessa, thank you for the follow. Yamakake, thank you for the follow. Venti20, thank you for the follow on Twitch. Mike Help, thank you for the follow. Everyone's following the Twitch now. Guys, let's make this a train right now. Everyone go to my Twitch. It should be linked in the description. Give me a follow on there. Welcome everybody to the Twitch. Got a lot of new followers suddenly. Spencer, thank you for the $5. Teching always says he's going out camping. He's going camping 1 whole week before the reveal of the One Piece to avoid the spoilers. I'm with that, bro. I'm going into the woods. I'm going to build a shelter. I'm going to live out of a tree in the middle of the forest. Okay? That's what I'm doing. The week that even if I suspect the One Piece is getting revealed, I am living in the woods. I'm like it's no question. Benjamin, thank you for the follow. Master D Bates, thank you for the follow. Celine Meow, thank you for the follow. Teleporter TP, thank you for the follow. ST Warner, thank you for the follow. Dan Deman, thank you for the follow. Vom with the cannon, thank you for the follow. Sun Reef, thank you for the follow. You guys are all my fucking sons. Let's go.
You are my son.
Brandon King, $2. Thank you, bro. VPs, Vegapunk's he is Luffy. He knows the world government will frame Luffy. That's a good way to interpret it. But I could also see him talking about Emu, possibly, maybe implications about what happened in the Void Century to lead up to what's going on right now. Benjamin, thank you for the tier 1 sub on Twitch, bro. Thank you. Marco3X, King Julian, RPG801, Guy from One Piece, The Bear 555. You guys are my goats. Thank you for the follows on. Everyone's following the Twitch now. I love it. You know, this is actually really good. I appreciate this. Thank you, Yoshi Baby, Thugs and Kisses, Rubik's, God66, the Mighty Pizza, Mighty Pizza, Digital Addict. Guys, thank you, because I actually plan to be streaming on Twitch a lot more, so it's good that you're following me there. I actually think I'm going to be taking all my video game stuff to Twitch, just because YouTube, it seems to be messing with me and the algo, and also I just, I want to, I don't know. I've been reevaluating what I'm doing with the video game streams. The thing is with the video game streams on YouTube, was that the membership? Shrivelin? Thank you for the follow. Yeah, the thing about the video game streams is that I feel like, on YouTube it's a little different. It just hits different. What games do I play? I play a lot of games right now. I'm trying to, find a niche, but I've been playing a lot of Smash Brothers Melee on stream. I've been trying to grind, and my goal is to become a master level player, get master rank. I'm a far way off, but I'm getting closer every day. Play RPGs on there. I'm working on Persona 3. I play a little bit of Fallout New Vegas, Elden Ring, plenty of stuff. So we got games. We got games on Twitch. If anyone's interested in Rivals of Ether, I plan to also stream that too. I got the beta for Rivals of Ether too. Izaz, thank you for the 5, bro. Sorry you got spoiled, bro. I gotta go, but I'm happy I caught the stream. This walks right into pole shift theory. So W, drop the pizza. I'll watch later. Yes, the pole shift theory definitely gets helped by all this. I appreciate you being here. Thanks for making it, even for a little bit. But yeah, I agree. I still love that drop the pizza theory. I think the pole shift theory is one of the best One Piece theories I've ever heard. It makes so much sense. All the Disney connections, just the explanation of the red line, and how the Grand Line was formed, and it just makes a lot of sense. I honestly, for like pound for pound, like of all the theories I've watched, that one maybe pound for pound I agree with the most. Like point by point, a lot of that theory just makes total sense to me. So yeah, I agree. Big W there. That's still like my number one. Marth, thank you for the €2, bro. I think Vegapunk was talking about Kizaru ending his life. So you mean like, what do you mean? The person who killed me is evil? The ones who strike me down? But he said the ones. So he's talking about multiple people. So that's why, for me, I kind of assume he's talking about, the world government as a whole. The Twitch chat. Is there a hype train in the Twitch chat? Holy shit. Yeah, there is. There's a hype. How did I not see that? Hype train just started in my channel. Thank you, guys. Elusive. Yo, thank you, bro. Thank you for upgrading your Prime sub to tier 1. Oki with the glaive. Thank you for the follow. Mimoji, thank you for the follow. Yo, this is hype. You guys are awesome. This made my mood a lot better. I'll be real. Compared to the spoilers, 20 extra follows on Twitch, I'll take that any day of the week. Yeah, I think Vegapunk's talking about the world government and the Gorosei, you know? For me, the way I read it, and that's what like was interesting to me, is that he brought it up like, where is it? I can't find it. Let me also, I realize now I should probably lower the opacity on these chapters here. So the way I read it was, Vegapunk knows something about the world government and how they work, and maybe their history that he learned from like studying everything that people on Ohara were studying. And thank you for the follow, whoever did that. And I think he knows something about the circumstances around the Void Century that led to... Hold on. I I have to figure out what's going on with this. That's this is gonna be annoying the whole stream, isn't it? I did not expect this. Yo, thank you for the tier 1 subs. Mighty Pizza. Is it Nive NV? Niven V? Niven? Thank you. Thank you for the 69-bit Vexus. You guys are fucking dope. I think after the stream's over, I'll go live on Twitch. How about that? Just to pay off the hype, you know? Benjamin, thank you for the tier 1 sub gift. What is happening? All right, Izaz, thank you for the members message, brother. I'm actually going now. Apparently, Agorose hints at a voice of all things last chapter. Maybe I missed it. Where was it last chapter? Does anyone know what he's talking about? I don't know if he's still here. Prophet asked, do you think the ancient kingdom could literally just be Atlantis? I think it's very implied to, you know, hold similarities. I mean, the Atlantis of One Piece we kind of already have, right? The Ryugu kingdom is basically Atlantis. It's pretty much a kingdom at the bottom of the ocean. But I could see, like, you know, parallels with that. The ancient kingdom. You know what would be really crazy? Hold on. What if the ancient kingdom was a kingdom of fishmen? Or like what? Or actually, no. Scratch that. What if the people of the ancient kingdom became fishmen after the world flooded? And it was like a really rapid evolution type thing, you know, where they had to evolve to the new environment or something, and then like they somehow, I don't know how, but they used science to become fishmen so that they could survive in the ocean. Maybe. Spencer, thank you for the 5. Not sure how it's related, but do you think Lily said fly the flag in this sinking world? Do I think... Well, what do we have a quote from Lily at all? Do we have anything... I mean, would she say that? Probably. Yeah, I could see that. But like, it's hard to guess specific lines of dialogue that we haven't seen yet, you know? But yeah, I could see that. The Mighty Pizza, thank you for the 800 bits, homie. I don't know if I'll catch the stream, but you should play games after. Here's my deposit. Appreciate you, Tessa. Appreciate you guys. Thank you for chatting. Thank you for being in it. Hype Train level 2 achieved. We're at level 2 of the Hype Train. That's sick. I've never actually, in my life, I've never seen a Hype Train before on my Twitch channel. We're at 10 subs on Twitch. That's halfway. I had a goal. It was 20. We're halfway there now. That's beautiful. I'm just gonna I'm gonna figure it out off stream with the Twitch notifications. Thank you for the members message, Vexes. I'm deceased at all the Twitch notifs. I'm gonna turn it off after the stream is over, but I'll leave it on for this one just for the hype. To me, the flood will finally show fruit users dying of drowning. Well, you know, that could be probably like related to why devil fruits are cursed by the ocean. Maybe the ancient kingdom and the people of the ancient kingdom were all devil fruit users, and then the world was sunk as a way to defeat them, right? Think about it. Yeah, actually, you know, that kind of makes sense thinking about it, because if the devil fruits came from the ancient kingdom, the world government labels, you know, people as devils. What was that? The notification just like cut off. The world government loves to label people as devils, demons, monsters. We saw that with O'Hara, right? So if the fruits came from the ancient kingdom and they labeled them devil fruits after the devils of that country or that kingdom, maybe the way they were defeated was by sinking the world. The only way to defeat all the devil fruit users of the ancient kingdom was to sink the world underwater. That way they couldn't do anything. That might be the reason Emu's using this method. Like that might be why the world has to be sunk. Yeah, that makes sense to me. I like that. Gabagool, thank you for the follow. Yamakake, appreciate you for that tier 1 sub. Tessa, thank you for the tier 1 sub. Rain Moncosa, thank you for the follow, homie. Let's go, guys. Let's go. This is beautiful. But yeah, I think that, you know, because like the thing is, it's like, why would you want to sink the world, right? Isn't that bad for you on Marie-Joie? Like, if you get rid of all the countries, that you're ruling over. You have no more manual labor. You have no more slaves. You have no more economy, basically. I don't think the Celestial Dragons want to sink the entire world. I don't think Emu wants to sink the entire world. I think it's more so seen as a last resort. It's like, okay, we have no other way to stop all this bad shit from happening, and the world government, we don't want to see the world government be overthrown by these savages. So if we're down to our last resort, if it's a world war, we got to sink the world. Gets rid of all the devil fruit users. Starts all over. Everyone dies. We repopulate the world from the Holy Land. They're on top of the red line, so it's high enough to avoid the sinking water or the sinking islands in the water. So that could be why they do it. It's probably like a last resort situation. And even if the world was sunk underneath the ocean, new islands can form, right? Because volcanoes, that's how islands form in the first place. It's volcanic activity underwater. You have a volcano that, does enough volcanic activity, erupts underwater, creates land, sediment, or whatever. I don't know. I'm not an earth scientist. That's a question for Dak Sake. But yeah, I mean, although I will say that process takes a lot longer than 800 years. It would take, there were people living on islands shortly after the Void Century, presumably, so that process takes quite a long time. I can't imagine it was like sink the world and then volcanoes made new islands from nothing. But I'm just saying, even if they did sink the world, it's possible for the islands to reform, on the new surface of water. I think Dak knows earth science. I think he worked, or he got an earth science degree or something like that. You didn't hear it from me. I'm not the authority on this information. I just remember Dak mentioning it a long time ago. I think when he was talking about Pluton as a mole, I think he brought up some of his earth science experience, stuff like that. He's very smart, so I wouldn't put it past him. But yeah. So the world's sinking. Ragnarok's happening. We're going to go to Elbaf. They're going to talk about this. What is Vegapunk going to say next, though? And if I had to guess based on this chapter, I think this line holds some implications. Regardless, please do not assume that the ones who strike me down are evil, regardless of who they seem to be. I want to see the official translation for this line, but for now, we're going to have to work with this. I really think he's referring to the upper brass of the world government. It could be the Gorosei plus Emu. It could be just Emu. But we're getting name drops. We're getting some reveals in the next chapter. I think Vegapunk's going to talk about the Gorosei being monsters, or how they seem to be monsters. I don't know. He says that he doesn't want to pass judgment. I think it's a pretty clear-cut thing. These guys are fucking evil, but I'll let the smart dude talk. He's the world's smartest human. Maybe he knows better than me, but it's as far as I'm concerned, they are pure evil. So I don't know what his implication is with this line. But you could be right? Like who was it that said it? But whoever said it, that said maybe he's talking about, he anticipated that Luffy would be blamed. Thank you. You like the Yusuke shirt, Eric? Thank you, bro. My one gripe with it being that he predicted that they're going to blame Luffy, I just don't see that being the case, because Vegapunk did not expect Luffy to show up on the island. If you remember at the beginning of the arc, Vegapunk was surprised at Luffy's arrival. It was kind of like, oh, shit, you're here? Like, that's good fortune. But he didn't expect Luffy to arrive. He didn't plan that. So, it's like, could he have really planned this far ahead? He made the recording expecting Luffy to show up at the island, expecting to be killed, expecting Luffy to take the blame for it. That's a little bit of a stretch for me. The only case it's not a stretch is if, like Ilya said, maybe it's not a recording, like this is like a stream from Vegapunk's brain consciousness, and if this is like happening in real time and he's doing this announcement. But then the next question is why is he using his coffee maker for 10 minutes? Why is he making a cup of coffee if he's just like a brain? Maybe to like give the illusion. I don't know. He could have done an announcement like L from Death Note and just put like a big picture of himself or like a V on the screen or like a logo and is like, hey guys, I'm Vegapunk, I'm dead, here's my message. But no, he does a whole cam feed where he's like making coffee in his new coffee maker and waiting the 10 minutes and just shooting the shit with with Pythagoras. So I don't think it's a live feed from his brain. I do think this is a pre-recorded thing, and in that case, I don't think he predicted Luffy would be there and get blamed for his death. So I do think he's talking about the Gorosei and Imu. And I think the next chapter, he's going to name drop Imu as I predicted. I think he's going to talk about the ancient kingdom and possibly its name. Those are all, I predicted that all in the video where I talk about this exact subject. If you want to know what I think he's going to say next, it's all laid out in the video. I even gave my reasons why there. But to summarize, yeah, I think he's going to name drop Imu. I think he's going to talk about the ancient kingdom, possibly name drop the ancient kingdom, and give us some information about the Void Century and possibly the One Piece. Maybe he's going to do another One Piece is real moment. That's always possible. Yeah. What else we got? We miss anything on Twitch? We didn't miss anything. We're good. All right. So, with that out of the way, let's also talk about some of the other details. We have a lot to talk about in this chapter. So, perhaps we should consider destroying the power station to stop this. That is out of the question. The nearby Marines, ships, and equipment aren't the only things we stand to lose in the blast. We would also be sacrificing our one and only means of replicating our success with the Mother Flame. So they want this. They want the power station. At the very least, the Gorosei don't want to completely destroy the island. They want to maintain the power station on there and replicate the Mother Flame. Now, a couple things I'm wondering. How did they use the Mother Flame the first time? Did they get the energy from Egg? Like, did York send them the energy that was produced in the power station? Or did they tap into the power station? Because I know that Imu wanted to use the Mother Flame on Leloucia because of its proximity. Now, I don't know if that means that the laser itself or the Mother Flame has some kind of proximity limit. But I'm wondering where the power source originally came from on the first time that the Mother Flame was used on panel. Because they have the reactor here. They don't want to destroy it. They somehow managed to tap into that same energy source the last time they used it when the island was intact. So I'm wondering, did that happen under Vegapunk's nose? Like, did Vegapunk not realize that they were tapping into his energy? Was York able to store the energy somewhere and transport it to Marijois or like have it sent to them? I don't know. Yeah, I see what like Digital said. I assume it's like a battery. I have to guess that that's a very, very large battery, right? That power source has to be intense if it's able to create a laser beam that can vaporize an entire island out of existence. That has to be a pretty sizable battery. So like, how do you stick all that energy in like a barrel and like send it somewhere, you know? Yeah, Derek, the artificial sun thing, right? Like, were they able to create like a mini sun? Like, is it because an actual artificial sun, the size of the sun would engulf the entire planet, so it can't be a 2-scale replica of the sun. Maybe it's like a mini sun. Like maybe it's like you have like a tube. Like think of like Mega Man. The power-ups are in like the tubes, the little capsule tube, or in Sonic you break the bubble for the 20 rings or whatever. And you got the little bubbles with it's like a capsule bubble. So maybe they have like a little capsule, and inside the capsule, you can see like a tiny little sun. It's like a little, baby sun. But even a baby sun, even a sun this big, would produce a shit ton of energy. So that could be how. Maybe it is. Maybe that is a battery. It's like, yeah, Rasengan sized sun. Yes.
Nice.
Hey, yo, Dr. Umar's burner. I love this, bro. Member for 1 month, by the way. Big shout outs. Thank you, homie. Good point. Those clouds above Egghead remind me of Lulusia. Anyone else getting flashbacks looking at this? It looks like there's a shadow forming above Egghead Island specifically. You have these other clouds here, but then you have this like shady... What's going on? It almost has that triangular kind of shape that we saw in the Lucia too. It reminds me of that as well. And you know what that means, right? You know what that means. That means that Vegapunk's going to deliver his message, and we might have another Lelucia situation to wrap up the arc. Other question I have. Thank you for bringing this up, Ace. Where the fuck's the ancient robot? This thing woke up like 2 chapters ago, and it's been standing. It's been like, I swear, man. I was expecting at least a glimpse, one panel of the ancient robot somewhere in these last 2 chapters. Robot wakes up, immediately looks east, and then just stays there. He's just looking east. What the fuck's the robot doing, man? He's like, I'm sorry, Joy Boy. Looks east. That's probably why he's sorry, now that we're thinking about it. He's sorry because he tried to do something 800 years ago, and then he just stood around and did nothing. And that's why Joy Boy was failed, because the robot, he has no programming beyond wake up and sit around. So he's rusty, cut him some slack. Look, man, that dude was rusty 200 years ago. He climbed up the red line. I'm expecting, now all he has to do is like walk through some forest and shrubbery. I expect more out of my boy, the Iron Giant, you know? But no, I mean, like, jokes aside, he's going to probably do something next chapter. He must do something next chapter, right? There's no way we go another chapter without the Iron Giant doing anything. No. I'll be real with you. If the Iron Giant doesn't do anything for, like, the next couple chapters, and it's like a 4-chapter gap of nothing, in my opinion, it would have been better to just not even show the Iron Giant waking up. I think it would be a much more crazier twist if we didn't know the Iron Giant was waking up right now. Whatever happens, happens, and then the Iron Giant steps in to save the day. And it would be a much bigger surprise, like, whoa, this dude's up again. But the way it is now is like, we all know he's awake now. And the tension of waiting for him to do something's killing me. Because I'm like, I need to see what this robot's going to do. So now I'm expecting it. If the Iron Giant does anything, I'm expecting it. In fact, I'm counting the chapters until the giant does something. So I would have not shown him waking up myself if I was writing One Piece. But if I was writing One Piece, it probably wouldn't be the best-selling manga of all time. So I'll leave it up to Oda. Venus Hikari, thank you for the follow. Yeah, so whatever. But I'm very interested to see more about the power source. York is freaking out. York's like, no, I want to become a celestial dragon. It's my dream. Fuck you. I hate York, man. This character is so dog shit. Not a bad character. I just mean like a personality-wise. Horrible person. York is such a piece of shit. Like, this is all you're thinking about right now. You're just worried about this. Like, the world is being flooded. Your master, the person that created you, just died. There's demons parading on the island, and you're just worried about becoming a celestial dragon. Shameless York. I do like how juked Mars was earlier. He was like, he stepped on the snail. He was like, oh, this is easy. Steps on it. It's a Matryoshka snail. It has another snail inside the shell. That's hilarious. Totally juked. Would have been cool to see him emerge and immediately be a part of the moment instead of the Marines seeing him walk in the background. Yeah, that's how I kind of feel about it too. Like, if the Iron Giant is going to act, I feel like it's better if he acts instantly. Like, the whole him waking up and now, like, waiting for him to do something is less surprise. Like, when he does something, there's no surprise to it. It's just like, okay, he's doing something. So maybe what the plan Oda has for the Giant is that he's going to have something important to say, and the real hype behind the Iron Giant is not how he's going to help the Straw Hats or help save the day. The real hype is going to come from what the Iron Giant actually says. That's what I'm banking on right now. But yeah, it was cool to get. I'm kind of torn on these cutaways, if I'm going to be honest with you. I like them. I always like to see. You'll never see me really complain when we get updates on what's going on around the One Piece world. For me, I not in this moment. I didn't really need it. I would have been totally fine with. I would have been totally fine with just having Vegapunk talk. We could get the reactions after he starts speaking, but like straight up half this chapter, almost not half, 2 good pages. So I'm exaggerating. I'm exaggerating quite a bit here, but still, all these reactions. I feel like I would just rather get to it. You know, like, hey, Vegapunk's going to say something. He's got something important to say. Ooh, I can't wait to hear what he says. Did you know Vegapunk's a genius scientist? He's a great doctor. It's like, yeah, we know all that, you know? But I feel like Oda was trying to pace it so that this ended up being the last panel of the chapter, the last page. So I get that. But for me, this is not a moment to do it, you know? It's better to check in on people when they actually have a reaction to something that's worthwhile. They're not really reacting to much. They're transponder snails already. So, you know, whatever. But all in all, this is a good chapter. I think it definitely got hampered a little bit by that end of the chapter spoiler there. But, you know, for me, I still enjoyed it. This is definitely like an 8. I don't really feel like it's fair to even give chapters number ratings like that, but if I had to give it one, it's like an 8. This is my favorite panel of the chapter, by the way. Let me just say that. Okay? This. Oh, man. I love this. I love this page. This panel is so good. I don't know what I expected it to look like. I know people were guessing that his brain was just sitting there on the floor. But this is sick. This is so cool. This is like really, really sci-fi. It almost gives me like a Blam or like a Gantz kind of feeling, like with like the high tech, almost not body horror, but it's just like a really like weird like giant head sitting in a vat. Yeah, it does kind of look like a giant hairy nutsack. Yeah, it does. It does kind of look like that. You're right. That's a shame for Vegapunk, you know. I can't imagine that it was easy for him making public appearances with a head like that. But it definitely has. I will say this: there's like kind of like a creepy, ominous vibe to this panel. And what really caught me was the scale, like seeing Mars next to this giant vat, and then the line. Then again, what is death to something like this? Is your consciousness even housed here? Like, these are really, really. These are deep questions. These are really deep questions right now. Is Vegapunk's consciousness still around? Like, yeah, the body died, but like the whole brain is here and it's still alive. It's still powering Punk Records. What's the deal with Vegapunk? I want to know. That's a good question, Mars. Maybe, Mars, the question you should be asking instead is, would Vegapunk leave the most crucial linchpin of his entire plan sitting out in the open in the most predictable spot on the island? Would Vegapunk do that? The world's smartest man, Mars. Have you ever asked yourself this question, you fucking moron? Have you ever asked yourself if Vegapunk would just leave the source of his broadcast that's like his entire life hinged on it that this announcement would start the moment he died. One shot at getting this off. Did you ever consider that maybe he wouldn't just leave it out in the open, the snail? You're too busy thinking about the brain. You got to start thinking about the snail, Mars. Very small brain play from Mars here. But you know, that's why Mars is not the science Goro say. That goes to Saturn. I think Saturn would have seen through it. If I had to guess, I think if Saturn was in this room right now, he might have seen through the bait. But Mars, I don't know, maybe he's the dumb one. The broadcast must be coming from Kamabaka. It's coming from somewhere else at this point. I mean, unless, you know, maybe it is coming from the brain. You know, I the only reason I don't like the idea of it coming from another location is because it kind of renders the whole point of the Gorosei staying here and you know, trying to stop the broadcast. It renders it moot on reread because you're just going to reread the arc and just know it's not even there. I mean, that happens with anything when you reread it. But, like, I'm just saying, it's like all the tension here is that we're trying to, like, stop the Gorosei. The Gorosei are trying to stop us. They're trying to find the source of the broadcast. We're trying to keep the broadcast alive. It's almost like a tug of war over Vegapunk's message. The Gorosei and the Straw Hats are doing this, like, tug of war. And if the entire time the broadcast was coming from somewhere else and all the Straw Hats had to do was just get off the island, that's it, and the Gorosei are wasting their time here, it takes away a little bit of the tension and impact of Egghead itself as a location. But I mean, it wouldn't ruin it. I'm just saying that I don't personally like the idea. I would prefer that it is coming from somewhere on the island, that they're just having trouble finding it. Chaozu, I agree with that. You know, from the robot, that's a pretty good idea. If it was coming from the robot. Ace coming in with a fire theory. He said, nah, it's coming from the Diddy Kingdom. Why else would Shaka call Dragon saying he will die soon and the rest of the convo being off screen? That's fucked up. That's so fucked up. Yeah, Vegapunk streaming this from Epstein Island. Wait, when exactly did the robot wake up? When he died or after? I think it was after Vegapunk died. The robot woke up. I don't think it's because Vegapunk died, but I think that something happened to cause. I'm still in. I still believe that dreams or some sort of like will or hockey is the energy source, and Luffy's Gear 5 and maybe like the crazy amount of hockey present on the island, all the Gorosei showing up, dire situation, Kuma, Bonnie, you know, like Kuma using that last bit of will to punch Saturn, Bonnie, you know, trying to save her dad, all that willpower, all those desires to stop the Gorosei, to save everyone. I think that's what powered up the robot. I think the robot is powered on by will and desire, because the last time it woke up was during the Fishman rights movement, and it was a whole group of people congregating, wishing for something to happen, wishing for rights, hoping, you know, that I think that woke up the giant back then, and I think something similar woke it up now. Moog, thank you for the £2, bro. He said either Kuma or Iron Giant is the source of the broadcast. If I had to pick between the two, I think it would be the Iron Giant, just because Kuma hasn't been around. But Vegapunk could have programmed it into Kuma when Kuma was undergoing the transformation into the cyborg. The only thing is that message then hinges on... It really hinges on Kuma not dying at any point, which he almost died here. So, like, which is more likely to survive, Kuma or the Iron Giant? Probably the Iron Giant. So if I had to guess, I think Vegapunk would put it in the safer choice. The Iron Giant, he has more direct control over. It's still there on the island with him. So I think that, I think it's coming from the Giant. Car, thank you for the $2. Ace could still be alive. Yeah, sure. Ace is still alive. Vegapunk secretly repaired the hole in his chest off screen, and we don't see it here, but there's a vat directly to the right of Vegapunk's, where you see Ace floating in there with he's like Mecha Frieza. He's got like a whole metal. He's like Cyborg now. He's got a metal chest. He's back. He's coming back. Ace is so back. Ooh, HMK with fire right there. I like that. That's why Vegapunk was inside the giant when he met Luffy at the beginning. Right? If the broadcast is coming from... All right. We had Shaka saying, I think I'm going to die soon. Shortly after that, Vegapunk is found inside the Iron Giant when he meets Luffy. Maybe Vegapunk was in the giant trying to place the fucking broadcaster snail or whatever inside the giant. Like, and that's why he was stuck. He tried to phase out. He got stuck. Luffy pulled him out. There we go. It's coming from the giant. I love that. I love that. I'm actually so with that. I don't see the follows that came on Twitch, but thank you for the follows, whoever did. We're at 13 subs now. Amazing. Does Venus Juro's form when he bit Sanji remind you of Ashura as well? Let's see. I see what you're talking about. He's kind of got like flames on his head, right? And he has like the flaming eyes. He's got like an Ashura mode to him for sure. Yeah. Is Vegapunk confirmed dead? Yes. At least the Stella body is dead. Mr. Rubik's, thank you for the member message, my son. Maybe Vegapunk uploaded the message to Kuma when Shaka was talking to Dragon at the start of the arc. But how would he have done that from a distance? Because Kuma was all the way with Dragon. Unless Dragon was the one that did it with Kuma, right? Like they were doing it there. But I think it makes more sense, and it's also just more satisfying to me if it explains why Vegapunk was inside the giant at the beginning of the arc. And if it turns out it was because he was placing the broadcast in there, I'm with that. I like that idea more. There's a chance. Look, there's a chance Vegapunk is still alive, but it's been said like 4 or 5 times now that he's dead. Right? I'm just gonna take Oda's word for it. I know it sucks, right? Because it's One Piece. It's like we can't expect anyone to die in this story, but if Oda's saying it like 5 times, has Oda ever had a character die where Oda like says on panel like multiple times, this character's dead? And then they come back? I don't think so. You know? If it was like Vegapunk seemed to die and we didn't get a direct confirmation from anyone, it would be different. But they've accused Vegapunk of dying like one too many times for me to doubt it at this point. Exactly, Maya. The broadcast did start because his heart stopped. We saw the monitor. So his body is dead, but the brain is alive still. So another Twitch notif. Chowty, thank you for the follow, bro. You think it's broadcast from the satellite, Sniper? Ooh, that's a good idea too, because they're called satellites, right? Where do you broadcast from? You broadcast from a satellite. Maybe he's using the clones to do it, and they don't know it. Wait. You might be cooking with that. Sniper. Because think about this. York's panicking right now. Think. If this keeps up, they won't let me be a celestial dragon. I'm Vegapunk too. Where would I hide it? Bro. If it's inside York... If Vegapunk knew York was going to betray him and was like, as a final fuck you to York, was like, hey, the broadcast is coming from York, so the only way to stop it is to destroy York. And the Goro say, instead of York getting to become a CD, the Goro say kill York. And York's final moment is realizing that she's the source of the broadcast and there's no way to win because she won't be able to become a celestial dragon because the broadcast will go on as long as she's alive. Yo, Sniper York with the cook on York. You're cooking York's cheeks right now. You just slapped around York's cheeks like some bongos with that theory. That was like Donkey Kong Jungle Beat with that shit. Damn. Rest in peace. That's got to be it. I'm with it. Either Iron Giant or York. Those are the two best places for the broadcast to come from, and I'm hoping for York. It's crazy. I started the stream with one idea, I got another idea, and now I got another idea. You guys are cooking in the chat today, and you guys are changing my mind back to back. Like I'm with you. I think that makes sense. That makes so much sense. That would actually be such a crazy twist. Wow. That would be the biggest middle finger to York ever. Wow, man. What if Vegapunk snuck like the broadcaster into like some of the food that York was eating and York accidentally ate the broadcast thing? Like as a glutton, didn't realize it. Hasn't reached her shit cycle yet, so it's still in the system. And yes, Dexter, I for sure. Definitely, because we're not doing music on the stream, so just use the audio from the streams from now on if you're still watching. Thanks, Joe. Yeah, they in the Japanese they use kare. So it's a mystery, right? It's not Vegapunk's not being very obvious yet about who he's talking about, but at the same time, we're probably going to find out next chapter, so it's not like going to be a long mystery or anything like that. Just checking the Discord real quick. Color version of that panel here. Oh, this is sick. Hold on. Let me copy link like that. Look at this. That is so cool, man. That is so cool. I love this panel. Might be one of my favorite panels from Egghead. I gotta be real. This is like one of the most memorable, like visually, this is so visually striking to me. This is one of the most memorable things in the entire arc. I'm not gonna forget this panel ever. This is very striking. Very striking. That's definitely the highlight of today's chapter. Secondary highlight, the Straw Hats saving Robin, being homies. I always love that. Robin, for those who don't know already, besides Luffy, Robin is my favorite Straw Hat. Sorry to all the Zoro, Sanji, Jinbei, Brook, all the fans out there that thought I was my favorite was someone else. It's got to be Robin, guys. I don't know how I would tier my favorites on the Straw Hat, like what the order would be. Maybe it would be like Luffy, Robin, Jinbei, Zoro. Zoro and Sanji are about equal. Maybe Zoro a little bit above. Nami. Brook, Usopp, Chopper. Actually, Frankie, then Chopper. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's my order right now. That's off the top of my head, though. That's not like set in stone. I have to really think about this. But yeah, Robin's my favorite. After Luffy, Robin's my favorite. So anything that gives Robin screen time, that gives Robin character development. If you show the Straw Hats protecting my girl Robin, helping her overcome her childhood traumas, being good friends for her, making her feel protected in this world, and combo that with just, Oda booty in Egghead, like that's a winner for me. That's just a winner panel. That's an instant victory. So, I gotta say, this is a good one. This is a really great moment. Also, just Chopper being a tank here. What else we got? Anything else to talk about? I like this moment with Caesar. Nice little moment here. It's cool to see Caesar again and see him display emotion over Vegapunk. I was wondering when that was going to happen this arc too. I was wondering like if we were going to get anything with the rest of the Mads scientists. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe not Queen, right? Because Queen's kind of out of the picture right now, but they worked with Vegapunk. They were close with Vegapunk at one point. They have a history with him. So, you know, I was definitely expecting at some point in the arc we got to look back at the Caesar to see like what his thoughts are, you know, how he's feeling about what's going on. So it's cool. He's watching the broadcast. He now got the bad news that Vegapunk's dead. I'm curious to see what Caesar reacts to in the announcement, how he reacts. I hope that maybe halfway into the announcement or maybe at the end of the announcement, we get another cutback to all the people we just saw this chapter and see their reactions to the actual news itself. That would be cool. But yeah, I'm glad we get to see more of Gastino. AFK asks, could you share your thoughts on the sexualization of female characters like Robin, Nami, and especially Bonnie? How can one take it seriously? I'm genuinely curious. I mean, the Bonnie sexualization thing, I think it's pretty obvious. I've talked about this before. Not a huge fan of how Oda handles this, given that she's a kid. Sexualization of other characters, I really don't care. I'll be perfectly honest. I like fan service in manga. I don't like egregious fan service where it's like the whole scene is dedicated to showing, you know, haha boobies. The character bumped into the female character and then they fell on the floor together and then his face coincidentally landed in her breasts on the floor. That shit, I hate that shit. I think that's just terrible tropey writing. Oda drawing Nami and Robin in a sexual characters or in a sexual fashion, like in an appealing fashion, I guess. I don't really care about that, man. They're sexy, they're beautiful. Show it off. No one's complaining about all the other jacked, ripped dudes wearing like no clothing on their chest. Like think of the amount of One Piece characters that are like incredibly buff, shredded, good-looking dudes that all have their chest exposed. Katakuri. I'm pretty sure King had his chest exposed at one point. Zoro, Luffy, Whitebeard, all these like Bara fucking jacked dudes shirtless in the story. Oda doesn't discriminate. He does it for both. He does it for both genders. To him it's not like it'd be one thing if like all the male characters were like played totally straight and you know they wore like suits and they were all covered up and they all look badass with armor. But like a majority of the characters in One Piece like don't wear much clothing. And a majority of the male characters, especially the cool ones, are made to be like attractive and good looking. Mihawk, he doesn't have a shirt on. Where's Mihawk's shirt? And look, my wife's a One Piece fan too. She thinks Mihawk is attractive. She thinks Zoro is attractive. She thinks they're attractive characters. She likes the fan service for them. Are we not allowed to enjoy the fan service on the other end of it? Here's another thing to point out. You got to consider the climate. These are pirates on the ocean, and in a majority of times, they're in a tropical environment. Are you going to wear heavy layered clothing in a tropical environment? Egghead is a tropical island. It's a hot island. There's palm trees on Egghead. Are you expecting the Straw Hats to be, you know, dressed in full fucking like covered up clothing? No. Like, I think it's a stupid. I think the whole argument that people are like Oda sexualizes women so much, it's so stupid, man. He does it for men and women, and there are female characters that aren't overly sexualized. And if you have a problem with Nami being sexualized in particular, I have news for you. Nami uses her looks to get what she wants. That's like a major part of her character. Her whole bounty poster was her making a sexy wink at the camera. Nami uses the femme fatale aspect of her personality all the time. That's like a core part of her character. She revels in her sexiness. So I don't see what the problem is. Genuinely don't. Bro, there's even lines from Robin where she talks like a dominatrix. Like You know, and I think Oda's commented on this too, where people talk to Oda about like the hourglass figure or whatever, like why you always do that, why you always draw your female characters with big boobs and stuff. And it's like Oda's like, hey man, I like the female form. I really I respect the art form that is the human body, and specifically the feminine body. So he does that. He draws it on panel. He idealizes it on panel. You're an artist. You can do whatever the fuck you want with your characters, man. If I was a good artist, if I could draw really well, I'm gonna if I can draw a female character for my manga, I'm gonna give her big boobs. Why not? Like, I just don't understand what the problem is. Nami face syndrome is a different story, Edward. I don't agree with. Oh, I do agree with the complaint that a lot of female characters look like Nami, like a skin swap of Nami, like just a different hair color. Like if you were in a fighting game and you were doing a color change for Nami, like every other One Piece girl, a lot of them just look like Nami color swaps. So I do agree with that. I think Oda could vary up the faces a little bit more, make them look a little bit more unique. Like I like Robin. Robin has Robin has a very pronounced nose. That sets her face apart from Nami. York even has like a more wide set face and freckles. You know, Bonnie has like the piercing, and like the Oda does little things here and there to differentiate them, but by and large, there's a lot of female characters that do just look like Nami with different hair. Yeah. It's okay, Coach. Thank you. He said, I just started your reaction, got to where you got spoiled. Sorry to hear that, man. I can tell it really irritated you. Hope you still enjoyed the chapter. Well, if you get to this point in the stream later, I did enjoy the chapter. Either way, thank you, though. I appreciate the sympathy. And look, and Oda also draws women that don't look like Nami, that don't look with the same body type. Also, there's Kaya. Kaya does not look like Nami at all. Kaya looks like it's actually one of the earliest instances of Oda drawing a character like more differently. Although she looks a lot more like Nami now, when we first met Kaya was visually very different. Kaya isn't drawn as like a sex goddess. She's a doctor. Kaya is a doctor, a rich person who stays in the mansion all the time. So she's going to dress elegant. She's going to dress professionally. She's not like, it fits the character. It's appropriate for the character. Big Mom, don't even get me into Big Mom. Because then people will say, if I point out Big Mom and say Oda knows how to draw women in different ways, then they'll say, well, it's always the two extremes. You either get Nami or Big Mom. Like there's no in between. You don't have like women that look, different than that. And it's like, what about what's her fucking name? Granny Kokoro. Granny Kokoro is not Big Mom. Yeah, she's shaped a little bit different. She's not shaped in the most appealing way, but she doesn't look like Big Mom. There's a few people. What's Doll? Doll, the member of Sword. Doll does not look like Nami or Big Mom or Kokoro. Looks very unique there. So this is why. Dadan. Yeah, you have Dadan. Dadan looks, she's got some pounds on, but whatever. Kureha. Yep. We could do this all day, folks. This is why I think this whole debate that I've seen online plenty of times, I just don't think it makes sense to me. It just doesn't feel like. It feels like people just wanted to get upset about, something that's not really worth getting upset about, if we're going to be real. One Piece is actually a lot better about fan service than a lot of other manga. Have you guys read Bleach? Have you fucking read Bleach? Come on. Have you read Naruto? Of the big three, One Piece is the most tame with the fan service. It's by far the most tame. You have Naruto creating, 200 nude clones of himself. Fucking Bleach, bro. Come on, man. The amount of crazy tits in Bleach is like, it's absurd. It's absurd. Okay, so the fan service is way better in One Piece than its competitors. So I just don't get what the what the issue is. Sorry to harp on this. I'm done. I'm done with the topic now. Oh yeah, fairy tale also. We could name a ton of, bro. We could spend all day naming other manga and other anime that are way more blatant with the sexualization of characters, and in a way that doesn't service their personality, their character, or the plot in any meaningful way. Whereas One Piece, it's like, it's much more tasteful. It's so much more tasteful in One Piece. Uh, what was that? Don Da Don? I tried reading that on stream. Bro, I couldn't get past the first 10 chapters without wincing reading Don Da Don. Maybe you guys will hate on me for this take. I'm not going to continue Don Da Don. I can't do it, man. The amount of sexualization they do on like every other panel with teenagers, like the main characters in the story are like 15 years old or some shit. And like the literal first arc is them fighting an alien that's threatening to chop off his dick. And they like I saw one panel where they're like both the main characters were like naked, and like they were like, bro, the fan service in that manga, and I don't even want to call it fan service. It's just weird. It's just weird, like excessive sexualization of teenagers, and like everyone loves Don Da Don somehow. I can't get into it because of that. I can't get past that. But you know, that type of shit is so much worse in every other manga if you like look for it. It's non-existent in One Piece by comparison. It's so much more tame. Edward Daly says, bro, I swear it's necessary for the plot. I write a different plot, bro. That's not my fucking problem. That's on the author. Write a different plot, my man. Like, what are we supposed to say to that, man? That's the author chose that plot. He chose to write it that way. Miles said, "Well, luckily I'm a teen." Yeah, but the guy who wrote it is not a teen. That's a problem, no? You know, the guy who drew it is not a teenager. What about Food Wars? Food Wars has some sus moments in it for sure. But that's the difference with Food Wars is that that's the gag, right? It's not supposed to be a serious manga. I see a comment right now that I have to shit on. I'm sorry, V Energy. I gotta shit on this, bro. Don't tell me it's not sexualization if they're just naked. All I described the panel was that they were naked. What was actually in the panel was not just them being naked, okay? I don't want to describe it because I think it's a little bit too vulgar for the stream, but I'll just say this, they weren't just naked in the panel. I chose that as a shorthand description, okay, of what was on there, what I saw. It was not just that. I'll say this, they were pretty much in Missionary. They were in Missionary and they were covered in goo, okay? And that's all I'm going to describe what I saw in that Don Da Don panel. And when I saw that shit, I was like, I'm never reading this. And I saw people in the comments of that panel, because I saw it on Twitter. I saw people in the comments going, this is one of the best arcs and best moments. And I was like, this? This shit? Like the fucking, that nasty shit was like, that's the peak moment for you? Oh, I couldn't do it. Did I drop Berserk? No, I read Berserk up until Fairy Island. So I haven't read. I know that they continued Berserk since Miura's passing. I haven't read any of it. Also, I don't know. I mean, if you're talking about like sexualization in Berserk, I mean, all the characters in Berserk are adults, and it's a grim, dark fantasy world where, like, murder, rape, pillaging, all these things happen. Unfortunately they happen in real life, and in Berserk's world, it is a take no prisoners, dark, disturbing fantasy world. So those things are going to happen. In that world. It's kind of like Game of Thrones, I'm not going to shit on Berserk for something that Game of Thrones does, and no one shits on Game of Thrones for that. Although I do see people shitting on it in the later seasons for that reason. Not always adults in Berserk. I know. You're talking about a couple characters. I know what you're talking about. But in the case of Guts, like, that's a very important part of his backstory. And it's like part of, his childhood and what drove him to do the things he did later in his childhood. I'm not going to spoil, Berserk for anyone who hasn't read it. But you know what I'm saying, right? It's not just, like, that scene wasn't written so that it could be, like, appealing to the reader. It wasn't written like a fan service, like, oh, look at this, they're doing something sexual. You didn't expect that, did you? It was supposed to be a dark, disturbing scene where that happened. It was supposed to be an off-putting scene. You're not supposed to like it. That's the difference. In other manga, when they do fan service shit like that, you're supposed to like it. You're supposed to, you're supposed to applaud. You're supposed to laugh or whatever. I don't know what they want you to do. Yeah. So that's anyway, this is a discussion I don't feel like talking about much more, to be honest, but I've said my piece on this, okay? I appreciate, to bookend this conversation, I appreciate Robin Booty. I appreciate it. And it's not, and just for the people out there that want to misconstrue that, I also love Robin as a character, not just her booty. I think Robin is an amazing character, incredibly well written, lovable, very cool, has moments of being a badass. Robin can be a badass, Robin can be sexy, Robin can be a heroine, Robin can be a genius. Robin has so many great characteristics that I love. I love Robin's voice. I love Robin's mannerisms. I love the way Robin talks. I love the way Robin has a very dark way of thinking about things, that it's almost humorous. But I also love the ass. I'll just be real. It is what it is. All those great traits plus some ass. Who's going to complain about that? Not me. You're welcome to. While you're doing that, I'm going to be enjoying the chapter. Can I get an amen? Yeah. So that's what it is, bro. And with that, I don't really have much else to say about this chapter, so we'll end the stream. We will end the stream with a prediction for the next chapter. Okay? Next chapter, Vegapunk's going to continue his speech, obviously. I think, like I said, he's going to name drop the Gorosei and Imu and talk about what's really going on with them. The world sinking probably has direct relations to the Ancient Kingdom, so he's going to talk about the Ancient Kingdom to some degree, and its existence might indirectly confirm the One Piece that way. And then by the end of the chapter, I think we're going to get either a reaction from the world or something drastic is going to happen. Imu's going to react. I don't think we're going to get much more beyond that. We might get a peek at the Iron Giant. I don't think the Iron Giant is going to act yet, but we might get a peek. I need to see what he's doing at least. But we definitely have to continue Vegapunk's speech. Good news is, guys, we're here. We're here, guys. Like, the speech has started. No more time limit. No more waiting. No more fucking coffee maker. We are here. Vegapunk is officially talking to the world. So that means that whatever happens next chapter, a lot of it's going to have to do with what Vegapunk's saying. What he's going to say could be anything. It's going to be big, though. It's going to be big. And that's why I'm going to repeat my advice at the beginning of the stream. If you are looking forward to this chapter. You're not wanting to get spoiled. I would recommend just avoiding the internet entirely in all ways, shapes, or forms as much as you can around the Monday before the chapter drops, because the spoilers are going to fly. The spoilers are going to fly. You guys saying One Piece still? Let's wrap it up with One Piece still. All right, we got this. Let's do it. Let's do it. All right, One Piece still. Change the opacity for this. We'll start. We'll you know, I think it's better to go bottom up because the classic usually takes the longest, so that's a good way to end it. Let's do laugh first. Whose character's laugh is this, guys? Not Sabo. That kind of sounds like. You think it's Ace? You guys think it's yeah, I kind of hear the Ace in there. Actually, you're right. It's got to be Ace, right? That sounds like Ace. Yeah, that's definitely Ace. Now that you guys mentioned it and I was listening for it, now I heard that instantly. All right, I'm gonna try and do this without chat assistance though. Let's see, because that was kind of, I kind of cheated with that one. All right, actually, I might need chat assistance on this. I don't know what this is. What is that? Is that Frankie? Is that like the Sunny? I see Kaku. Not Kaku. Rouge. I see a couple people saying Rouge. Let's try Rouge. Here's what I'll do, guys. We'll make this interesting, all right? If one of you guys manages to, we're not going to do it on the bounty, but if you guys guess the classic, the final one, if you guys guess it before I guess it, I'm going to gift 5 memberships to the chat. I still have my gifted memberships. I have 5 left to give this month. So if you guys can, we're not going to do it here, but on the last one. So for now, we'll just play it normal. Kuma? I don't think it's Kuma. Usopp. No. Oh, it's Fujitora. It's got to be Fuji. Yep. I see it now. The sword. All right, devil fruit. Who got this devil fruit? Awa Awa no Mi. Is that Khalifa? Yep. All right, guys. Here it is. Classic. I'll let you guys get first guess. If you guys guess this before I do, if anyone in chat gets it, I'm going to look at the chat. If anyone gets it before I do, I give 5 memberships to the chat. All right? So you guys get first guess. I'll just pick one at random. Lucci. Let's try Lucci. I like Lucci. Okay. You guys can read that, right? Male, not CP0, not a Zoan user, has no hockey, no bounty, taller than Lucci, debuts after Water 7. Yasuie, Kinemon. Well, it's not male. It's not male. I see a couple people say Dadan. Not even a choice. Dadan's not even a choice. I'm going to guess one here. Not Charlie. Kami. Okay. Female no hockey, 0 bounty. Later than Alabasta. Oh, right, the cover story. Kami was introduced all the way back in Alabasta in the cover story. Can't be Boa. It can't be Boa. It can't be Big Mom, guys, because whoever it is has 0 bounty, and they also have no hockey. So it's got to be, you know, Carrot. Let's try Carrot. Nope. I'm going to try Violet. Dressrosa. It's in the Dressrosa arc. Okay, okay. I'm typing it in. Is it Rebecca? Oh, no. Okay, you guys still have a chance. You guys have a chance at this. Rebecca has observation hockey. Fuck. Fuck. We guessed Rebecca. We guessed Viola. It can't be Monet. Monet has a devil fruit. Baby 5? Baby 5's not a choice. Baby 5 is not a choice, apparently. Who's the one that turned people into art? Jola? Jola's not on here either. Scarlet? Nope, Scarlet's not a choice. Koala? Koala has hockey. No, Koala has no hockey. Damn. Koala was also introduced in Fishman. Sugar? All right, Chaozu. Oh, nope. Nope. Sugar's not an option. Also, devil fruit. Oh, Moncherry? How do you spell that? Taller than Lucci. Oh yeah, gotta be taller than Lucci. It can't be Mancherry. Tall character. Look at the weight. Well, there's no weight here, but the height. This is a tall ass character. Okay, so this is interesting. Good point, Moog. So they are introduced in the Dressrosa arc, but they're not affiliated with Dressrosa. That means they're not from Dressrosa. They got to be from somewhere else. Who the fuck could this be, man? Who is this? It's got to be a pretty well-known character because a lot of the like less popular characters aren't even available as options. Dofi's mom. Let's type in Dofi's mom. Nope. Could it be from the beige cover story? Possible. But no, but that happens after. That happens after. So the debut arc is in Dressrosa. That means this character first appeared in the Dressrosa arc. It's not Wanda, but we'll try it. No. We're getting no extra info, man. Nope. What is going on? Queuing? Nope. Bello Betty? Nope. Yeah, flashback characters count. Oh, Senor Pink's wife. Oh, Russian's not in here. Fuck. Okay, hold on. We're gonna put a Don Quixote pirate to see if it's a Don Quixote pirate member. Okay, yes. Affiliation. Don Quixote Pirates. Origin North Blue. This has to be a character. Asilia? They're not in here. Baby 5 has a devil fruit. All right, so female. All right, so this is what we know. Female. Affiliated with the Don Quixote Pirates. Oh, right. I read it as none. They do have a devil fruit. Okay, they do have a devil fruit. I've been reading it wrong this whole time. So they do have a devil fruit. No hockey. Zero bounty. North Blue. Monet? But Monet was in Punk Hazard. No way. That's such bullshit. That's such bullshit. How are you going to have Kame? I'm giving you guys the members. You got it right. You guessed it before me. All right, here you go. Enjoy the memberships. 5 gifted memberships to the chat. Congratulations. Will of Dreams, Derek Miles, Alejandro, Elia, Teleporter, Jay Groggy. Congratulations. Wait, Alejandro didn't get it. I just read your emojis react. Sorry. You're already a member. Welcome to membership. Guys, this is bullshit. How are they going to say Kami debuted in Alabasta because of the cover story, but they're going to say that Monet debuted in Dressrosa? This bitch was in Punk Hazard. That's fried. That is so fried. That's the biggest juke. That's not fair. That's not fair at all, man. That's so not fair. They got to change that. If anyone, the person responsible for One Piece still, if you see this, you got to change that, bro. Unless Punk Hazard is not considered an arc. All right, well, that was fun. Yep. Guys, that's it. I'm done with the stream today. That was fun. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys all had a good time. If you guys want to try this is onepiecedle.net. So onepiecedle.net, like Wordle plus One Piece. So go to onepiecedle.net if you want to try it. They update it. It's once a day. Kev says, what's up, Kev? Based on sagas, not arcs. Okay, so it's saga. Dressrosa saga. Got it. Very confusing for me. I wish I knew that, but here we are. Now we know. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed the stream. I might hop on Twitch in a little bit. Bride the Freak, thank you for the follow. Chaozu, thank you for the follow. Yeah, so if you guys want to see me try the Rivals of Ether 2 beta, I got access to it. So I'm going to be playing Rivals of Ether 2 on Twitch in a little bit. So if you aren't already, go to my Twitch. It's called Extra Hidden. It should be linked down below. Let me just make sure it is. Yeah, it is. So go hit up my Twitch. Follow me on there. I'll catch you guys on the Twitch, and I'll see you soon. So, everyone, I hope you have a great rest of your day. Good night. Wonderful romance dawn. Take care. Thanks again for being here. Thank you to all the super chats and all the members and everyone who followed. Appreciate you guys a lot. Peace out. See you next time.